It is exactly 2:40 in the afternoon. You are sitting on your porch, staring at the empty spaces where they used to be. The pain of your loss is still heavy, a silent, suffocating shadow under the bright, unapologetic sunlight. But suddenly, the quiet afternoon is broken by a soft rustle in the grass. Out from the edge of the woods, a creature steps onto your lawn. It is not a bird, nor a stray dog. It is a solitary raccoon walking deliberately under the direct heat of the sun. Your instincts immediately tell you that something is wrong. Everyone knows that raccoons are creatures of the dark. They are the calculated rulers of the midnight hours, biologically engineered to hide from the light. Seeing one walking calmly across your yard at 2 p.m. is a mathematical anomaly. Most people would immediately assume the animal is sick, dangerous, or rabid. They would reach for their phone, close the door, or turn away in fear. But if you lost someone recently, turning away might be the biggest mistake of your life. Welcome back to Trash Panda. Today, we are decoding the exact sequence of events that occurs when a nocturnal boundary is broken right after a loss. To truly understand why this specific creature has crossed the threshold into the daylight, we have to look past modern assumptions and look deep into ancient historical data. For centuries, cross-referenced cultures around the globe did not see the raccoon as a common pest. They viewed them as a literal bridge, a unique biological vessel operating between our physical world and the unseen frequencies. They possess an almost supernatural ability to navigate through the dark, finding paths where humans see nothing but shadows. And when your world is shattered by grief, that connection changes. When a loved one passes away, the energy they leave behind doesn't simply vanish into thin air. It transitions into a different state of existence. However, the emotional weight of those who are left behind, the heavy, dense frequency of pure grief, creates a massive, invisible barrier between the two realms. It becomes a thick wall of spiritual static that makes direct communication almost impossible for a detached soul. This is exactly where the daylight anomaly comes into play. The ancient texts and esoteric records suggest that when a soul needs to deliver an urgent message of comfort or warning, they cannot manipulate our dense physical world easily. They require a living conduit that is already naturally sensitive to shifting frequencies and overlapping boundaries. But why a raccoon? And why during the peak hours of the day? The timing is the most critical piece of data you need to analyze. A raccoon active at midnight is just an animal looking for food. It is fulfilling its baseline biological programming, scavenging in the dark where it feels safe. But a raccoon that voluntarily risks its life to walk into the open, blinding sunlight is completely overriding its own survival instincts. It is actively fighting against its own nature. This extreme behavioral shift is the first major clue that the animal is not acting on its own accord. It is being guided by an external force. It is not searching for trash. It is not looking for a mate, and it is not lost. It moves with a very specific, almost mechanical destination in mind. Look closely at how the creature behaves the exact moment it notices your presence on the porch. A sick or rabid animal will appear disoriented, aggressive, stumbling, or completely oblivious to its surroundings. But a messenger moves with a strange, unnerving calmness that defies everything we know about wild animals. It will stop. It will sit. And most importantly, it will lock its dark, intelligent eyes directly onto yours. That intense, unbroken contact is where the transmission begins. It is a calculated attempt to break through your heavy grief and force your mind to focus entirely on the space around you. So, What is the exact message they are trying to deliver to your doorstep? History and modern anomaly reports show there are three distinct levels to this specific event. The first level is pure validation. The spirit knows you are drowning in regret, wondering if they made it to the other side safely, or if they can still hear your voice when you cry in the dark. By sending a strictly nocturnal creature into the bright daylight right to your feet, they are giving you an undeniable, visually shocking sign. It is a physical anomaly designed to prove to your logical brain that the laws of nature can bend when love and intent are involved. They are telling you, without words, I am still here, and I see you. The second level of the message concerns your immediate physical surroundings and your current state of life. Raccoons are legendary masters of uncovering hidden things. They dig, they unshare, they open closed spaces, and they see perfectly in the pitch dark. When one appears during the day after a loss, it is often a tactical warning to look closer at your immediate environment. There may be an unresolved issue, a hidden truth, a secret document, or a specific piece of information left behind by the deceased that you have completely overlooked or forgotten about. The animal is acting as a physical pointer, directing your scattered energy towards something highly important. But here is where the data takes a dark, unexpected turn, the plot twist that modern spiritualists often ignore to keep people comforted. The veil between worlds is a two-way street, an open door that does not filter intent. When a massive, sudden loss occurs, it creates a temporary tear in the spiritual fabric of a home. The heavy, lingering energy of deep human grief acts like a glowing beacon in the dark. While a loved one may try to use the raccoon to comfort you, malicious, opportunistic entities can also hijack the exact same biological vessel to gain proximity to your vulnerability. They use the mask of the innocent creature to infiltrate your safe space when your psychological defenses are completely down. To know exactly which force you are dealing with, you must coldly analyze the immediate aftermath of the encounter. If the raccoon stays at a safe distance, maintains a peaceful, curious eye contact, and then retreats quietly back into the deep woods, the energy left behind in your yard will feel light and peaceful. A sudden, unexplained warmth will fill the porch, and the heavy weight in your chest will temporarily lift. This is the ultimate confirmation that the message was pure. The connection was successful. The boundary was respected, and you can rest assured that your loved one is safe and actively watching over you from the other side. However, if the animal approaches too close, scratches aggressively at the glass door, hisses, or leaves a chaotic trail of destruction in your yard, the protective boundary of your home has been seriously compromised. The entity animating the creature is not trying to comfort your soul, it is actively testing the spiritual defenses of your property, using the guise of a familiar backyard mascot to lower your natural guard. If you experience this specific aggressive sequence of events, you must act immediately. Close the door, break the eye contact completely, pull down the shades, and verbally reclaim the boundaries of your living space. Do not let your grief blind you to the hidden dangers that walk among us. The next time you find yourself sitting alone in the quiet afternoon, staring at the empty space beside you on the porch, keep your eyes fixed on the edge of the woods. If the unusual visitor appears under the burning sun, do not run and do not panic. Sit perfectly still, look deep into those intelligent dark eyes, and decode the message meant only for you. The universe is much louder than we think, especially when someone from the past is trying desperately to say goodbye. Thank you for watching Trash Panda. If you have ever experienced this daytime anomaly, leave your story in the comments below and subscribe to protect your space.